And I'd like to speak with you about heaven and hell. People worry about heaven and hell too much. Let me tell you a little bit about my background. My daddy was an Assembly of God preacher. I tell you that because I want you to know I have a background in religion. I'm not religious. I am spiritual. I know God very well. As a matter of fact, my daughter would tell me not to tell you that I saw Jesus on many, many occasions in my home. And we would talk. But there was another person I saw, and he and Jesus would come together, and we would talk about the two rivers where that Jesus was baptized and things of that nature. And I know that sounds crazy. My daughter said she'd rather me tell you about UFOs than to say anything about Jesus because people get so upset over it. But truthfully, I'm telling you about my experiences. And for heaven and hell, I'm going to tell you about my daddy and about me, what I see and what I believe because of what I see. Again, my experiences. Heaven is what you make it. Hell is what you make it. Most often, I believe hell's here on earth. But when you go to the other side, if you expect to see hell, as my daddy told me a long, long time ago when he was coming back from the World War II, if I can say that, World War II, let me get that right. He came back and he was on a truck and he told me, he says, Juana, that's what he called me, I saw hell. And I said, Daddy, are you sure you saw hell? He said, yes, I am. He said, I saw hell. The flames were all around me. Later, after he died, I had told him, I said, Daddy, we're going to talk about this one day because there is no hell. It's only what you make it. Heaven is what you make it. If you want to see streets of gold, you're going to see streets of gold. Now, you get tired of that after a while and you'll go back to work. And I know that sounds just weird, but you will. Because we've got work to do, and it is on the spiritual evolution of our soul. And the soul is what counts here. Soul never dies. And when they tell you that, and this is something else I want to get in because I know time's running short, and I talk fast because that's the way I do readings too. But heaven and hell is the place you make it. Hell, people want to say, is a burning place, and if you believe that, it will be for you. Like my daddy did. Now, since he died, he and I talked one day, and I said, Daddy, you found out that it's different than you think, didn't you? And my daddy was he was a fun person in his own right, but I'm his child, and Daddy he believed in the Bible real strongly. And I told him, I said, you found out life isn't quite what you think it is when you got on the other side. And I said, or do you still believe in that? And he was... only a daddy can do something like he did when he told me, Juana, no, I don't. He believes now that he told me he was traveling. He did something else another time, too, that he told me he was traveling because a friend of mine asked me about Daddy and if I'd seen him lately. And I said, no, he's been kind of quiet. All of a sudden I heard him and he said, and that's the way it happens to me, by the way. I'm letting you know how my life is so that you can learn from it. And he said something that I went, ooh. But I didn't hear it until she heard it because I repeated, I'm like a typewriter. I repeat whatever is told to me by the ghost. And so that can get me in trouble. But again, on heaven and hell, it is what you make it. And all animals go to heaven. I'm going to repeat that because they do. Everything that's here on earth is here in heaven. And it's a soul heaven. You have a good day. Thank you. Bye.